And now, The Greg Gory Show, underwritten by iHeartMedia and Woody Show Productions. Here's your host, Greg Gory.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Greg Gory Show. I'm your host, Greg Gory, and today we're handling a subject that will make some people very uneasy. A subject that most people aren't comfortable talking about, but a subject that must be addressed. Of course, I'm talking about the dilemma many of us face, sadly, and that is how to deal with wine that has been spilled on your fine rug. Like you, just the thought of it sends me into a tailspin. The emotion crashes over you like a Tahitian wave when you see that Chateau Montrose cascade all over your brand new handcrafted Holland & Sherry rug that was just featured in Architectural Digest. It's enough to send most of us into therapy. I've been there, and I'm happy to say there are remedies. Let me start by painting a picture that we can all relate to. Your friends Gerald and Victoria have just pulled into your circular driveway. They're excited to see the Carrara marble hearth and fireplace facade that you've just installed. And of course, you've already decanted a gorgeous Screaming Eagle Cabernet. Unless it's one of those evenings you're feeling far more casual. Then you go with the simple Dariouche or Opus 1. But the night is going well. Everyone's enjoying the tuna niçoise crostini and oysters DuPont. But then, all of a sudden, like a bull in a china shop, Victoria clumsily grabs her Swarovski goblet and down goes her Cabernet, all over your Christian Fischenbacher. It makes all of us uncomfortable to hear this nightmare scenario. I get that. But there are a few things we can all do, and step one is panic. When people tell you not to panic, they're really just expressing envy. They would also panic if a glass of Opus landed on their floor, not just a waste of wine, but a possible death sentence for your coveted rug, which you so graciously allowed your guest to walk on. So panic is certainly the appropriate and expected first response. Next, douse the spill with salt, and no, not Morton's table salt. I recommend Fleur de Sel in the cork-top jar. You can easily find it in any specialty French import home store. Cover the spill entirely and do not touch it. And then in the morning, you're going to want the maid to make sure to vacuum thoroughly and attend to any leftover spots. After pouring the salt on the spill, of course, you'll want to switch rooms because the spill is going to detract attention from the onion anchovy tartlets that you were just about to serve. Take your guests out of the formal living room and into the family room. Or it could be fun if you mix things up and continue the night by the pool house, al fresco. I see the phone lines are lighting up here at the Greg Gory Show. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, Greg. Thank you for tackling this issue today. My question is an important one. Should you rub or blot a wine spill? I'll take my answer off the air.
I'm glad you asked, although I am surprised you asked because we all know you never rub, always blot. You can just imagine having an 05 Chateau Lafite drop onto your Ligné Rosette and you rub it? Of course you can't imagine that. None of us can. Remember these three words when that catastrophe happens. Blot, blot, and blot. Let's take another caller. Hi, you're on the Greg Gory Show.
Hey, Greg. Thanks for taking my call. This is really hard for me to talk about, but the other night my aunt spilled a glass of Zinfandel on my rug. Now, I was once told that boiling water is the way to go. Would you agree?
Oh, well, first of all, I have to ask, was this an old vine Zinfandel?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't even think to serve as in otherwise.
Obviously. And to answer your question, yes, you can use boiling water. Have your housekeeper pull the rug taut over a bowl with the stain centered directly above it. Bathe it generously, unless, of course, your rug is a Karistan New Zealand wool. At that point, it's tainted and no longer perfect. It'll never be returned to its glory. If your rug is machine washable, well, then that rug really does belong in your garage, doesn't it? Not in your main house, not even your guest house. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on The Greg Gory Show. I sure hope you're going to join us next time when we're going to be talking about something a little less serious, but it is serious fun. And that is charcuterie. I'm Greg Gory. Until next time, cheers.